Hey everyone, it's Zach here. It's been a bit since we last talked, but I'm excited to say that I have a ton of news to share about Icarus. If you've been following along, you know that Icarus should be pretty close to launching, and I am excited to say that is entirely true. With the Elo TLDR patch coming out October 31st, Icarus will launch concurrently with it on the exact same day. As soon as that patch drops and a tournament happens, you can expect to see your results up there. With that being said, today I am able to give you a lot more deeper look into how Icarus works, what it looks like, and what you can expect to see over the next few months. With that being said, let's get right into it. First thing on the agenda I would like to talk about is answering some of the fundamental aspects of how Icarus works and answering the frequently asked questions from the last video. With that, the first question is how we're pulling tournaments, and specifically online tournaments. After careful consideration of the amount of resources currently available and some other feedback, we've decided to launch Icarus pulling from 5 amazing online tournament series. These tournaments include TNS, 9 Moons, the Geekly, Shut Up and Fight series, and Gorilla Gambit. We believe that these tournaments will offer a great starting point for the season and provide a lot of opportunities for people to join. However, if you are a TO hosting an online tournament and would like to be featured, don't worry. There will be a Google form on the website for you to fill out, and pending review by a team going off some set guidelines, you can be added as well. Moving on to offline tournaments. To begin with, major tournaments are all automatically counted. Any ARC World Tour qualifying event will have its data added to the site easily, along with any huge events like those. For smaller, regional-sized tournaments such as Roundhouse, Slashback, Midwest Mixed Fest, etc., it becomes a bit harder to keep track. There are some very well-known regionals that I will be able to add automatically, but getting all of them is a difficult task. With that being said, if you are hosting a regional tournament, or of these sizes, or know of one in your area, please contact us and we would be more than happy to add you. Now to the boring math part. How is Elo actually calculated? Many of you voiced questions about how Elo would be calculated and how different tournaments would be weighed. This is a point that I have spent many hours researching and trying my absolute best to refine to the best of my ability. To begin with, the fundamental equation is taken straight from chess. The percentage of each player winning is calculated based off their current Elo, and then that percentage is modified by a series of constants to determine the amount of Elo points a player gains for winning or loses for losing. In other words, there is a constant that is able to be modified to correspond to the weight of the tournament and affect weights as such. All online tournaments will be weighted at the same baseline value regardless of attendance and Elo density. For offline tournaments, however, this number will dynamically adjust based on attendance and the number of high Elo entrants. I know this will spark a lot of questions and concerns about how exactly this equation works, and while I can't answer all of them in this video, I will see a few points I made sure the equation accounts for. I will also be listening for replies for the next few days to answer any questions. First, what if my region is small but full of heavy hitters? The equation is based towards Elo over attendance at lower numbers so that a regional-sized event with a lot of participants but not many high Elo participants is weighted very similar to that of one with lower entrants but a ton of powerhouse players. 2. How do high entrant events that are outliers like EVO weigh? The equation is very non-linear in how it handles attendance of after a certain number of participants, the weight gains decrease steeply. This is due to the fact that as the number of entrants grow, the number of matches played also grows. In other words, after a certain point of entrance, the tournament begins to automatically increase its weight. More information about this equation will be visible closer to launch, and despite my best efforts, I'm very aware that I'm positive it will need tuning. And that is what the beginning is for, to get feedback and see how everything works out. Please bear with us as we get data and see how everything works out, and we'll adjust as soon as we can. Also, one question that was asked repeatedly is if EMEA is included in the data. Unfortunately, Challonge's API is very non-friendly to this kind of project, and honestly, it does not even really work half the time. That being said, Icarus, at least for the time being, will only support StarGG-based tournaments. With a large portion of EMEA tournaments being held on Challonge, regrettably, Icarus will be NA exclusive for the time being, with the exception of majors, which are held on StarGG. Hopefully in the future they can be included, but just for right now, I do not have the resources to make that happen. Alright, going back to something I said at the beginning of the video, the Guilty Gear patch, as we all know, is right around the corner with October 31st. With that, I would like to officially say that Icarus will be launching the same day as soon as the patch hits. Once a tournament happens after the patch, your data will automatically be updated to the website. that will be the beginning of what I would like to officially call Season 0 of Icarus. Let's talk about Season 0. Season 0 is basically going to be our test run, a test season, where we see how everything works for the first time. This is our first time trying everything, getting real data, and seeing if everything functions properly. Despite my best efforts to iron out bugs and issues before launch happens, I know realistically there's going to be some that have slipped through the cracks and that I missed. As soon as they come up, I will try my absolute best to fix them and pay close attention to all the feedback that I get. Your feedback is crucial during this time, and there will be a Google form on the website for you to voice any issues, suggestions, or concerns you have whenever you have them. Both my Twitter DMs and Discord DMs will always be open to answer questions and help that I encourage you to reach out to. There is also the Icarus official Twitter that will be posting updates going forward that you can feel free to message as well. I promise all concerns you give will be looked at very closely, and I'll try to fix them as soon as possible and give great attention to them. Just because Season 0 is a test season, though, that doesn't mean there won't be cool rewards for participating in it. Season 0 will last 4 months and end shortly after Frosty Faustings in February. Season 0 will wrap up with an invitation-only top 32 tournament with a very unique format and cool rewards. But it's a bit too soon to give information on that one, so look forward to updates on that in the coming weeks. Alright, time to talk about the last segment of this update and my personal favorite, and that is the updated UI elements and some of the pages that might have not been showcased before. The first new addition to the website is the dedicated schedule page that showcases tournaments happening throughout the week. On this page, you'll see a list of past tournaments and future tournaments, along with when they are and an easy link to join them. I'm excited about this and hope to promote as many tournaments as possible on it. Next up is the updated player details page. I've tried to rework this page from more than just a standard match history into more of a true player details page. You can see your win rates from the past few months and hopefully more as time goes on. The next page is a requested feature by TOs to help with seeding. I made this page so that on StartGG, when you export the CSV of player names from your tournament, you can drop those names into here, just Control-C, Control-V, and when you hit sort, they will all pop out in sorted order based on the website. Feel free to use this as much as you want, as little as you want. The option is there for all of you. The last page is the dedicated stats page. Right now it's a little barren, but it showcases the character information of the top 32 along with some global site stats along Elo. With that, I would like to ask the community to do something, and if they do, I would be more than happy to implement it. On StartGG, you are able to, when you play a match, you're able to report a character that you and your opponent played. If people start doing that, it is very, very easy for me to pull that data along with the other data that I'm already pulling and make interesting character matchups, matchup percentage win rates, and stuff like that from that information about character picking. But unless people start doing that, there is no way for me to get that information. So if people start reporting their characters, I'd be more than happy to implement this feature and add it to this page, add it to your player details page. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that is it for this update. So I'm very happy with how things are going. I'm really excited to launch this in just under 2 weeks. And I look forward to seeing all of you take your wings and try to climb up the leaderboard. So I will see you there. Thank you for watching.